All right, I'm here for Dust2S's continuing coverage of IEM Dallas 2023. I'm here with Nico, a leader of OG, and now they're just coming off of a win against Mnmzzz. So can you tell me about that win against Mnmzzz? How did it feel to sort of take down them in such a difficult fashion?
It feels good. I think we need some confidence again, and I think this will help a lot about on it. The first map was a little rough, good start, but then we throwed a little bit of rounds, didn't do what we talked about, but we won it, and it was perfect.
So, with that win over 9Z, now OG are one map or one series away rather from making it to playoffs. They just have to beat MOUZ tomorrow. How would it feel to make playoffs after such a rough couple months under the team?
It will mean a lot to make playoffs. I think it has not been that bad, to be honest, and since I joined again as stand-in. The Rio one, I think we had our chances to go playoffs, and the major, I think we were pretty happy just to make it to contend challenger status. So we were pretty happy about that. So I don't think we think it's that bad how we played, but we wanted more at the major, of course, when we were there.
Yeah, definitely. And so when HLTV did an interview earlier today with Flames, and he mentioned the fact that you were only supposed to be the stand-in for the major, and then at post-major they decided they want to keep you on board because they liked your leadership style so much. But he also mentioned the fact that he believes maybe in the future you could transition more into a rifling role instead of IGLing. What does the future hold for you in terms of roles? Like, what are you looking for once your time is over with OG?
To be honest, I have no idea. What I'm gonna be, like if I'm gonna keep yelling or I'm gonna go back to my supportive roles fully, and so I actually don't know. I'm up for everything, to be honest.
And so, with being up for anything, of course, you're on OG now, which is an international squad. But prior to that, you spent a long time, in the Danish scene, whether that was on, whether North or Optic or Heroic rather. When you're looking towards your future, obviously you got to sort of be open to anything. But what would be your preference? Would you want to return to the Danish scene, or are you looking more for an international project again?
I have actually not thought about that at all, so I actually don't know. For me, both things are fine. So I have not thought about it at all.
I know right before you went to OG, you played briefly in some open qualifiers with MSL and AZ. Did that help add any perspective to that hunt?
I don't know. It was for me. I played there to come back a little bit, start playing practice, and see where I am myself still because I had a long break before that. Yeah.
Now, there's been a lot of reporting recently about your and Flames' potential next moves after this event and heading into the player break. Do you think is there any indication that OG might like to retain your services, or something that's still up in the air?
I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just stand-in for OG, and after the major, they asked if I could go Dallas with them as well, and I said yeah. So I don't know yet still.
So definitely, definitely a lot of questions. Definitely a lot of questions to ask, especially as we're heading into the player break and ahead of the launch of CS2. Have you had a chance to play around with CS2 at all yet?
A little bit. I played one game, and that's actually it. The 10-man FPL, whatever it was called. That's the only thing I have played, or else it has been full CS:GO.
So fully committed to CS:GO, which I think is what a lot of players are saying is important, especially as it seems like CS2 is still a couple months out of the way. Do you think? So one final question. So based on your experience of having been on both international and Danish rosters, a lot of people have been mentioning the fact that we're sort of entering a more international era. We experimented with it with like the likes of FaZe Clan and MOUZ Sports, but we've never been in a time where international teams are winning majors and are dominating the top 10. Based on your own experiences, do you think international teams are more dominant than they used to be?
Yeah, of course they are. Everybody's better at English. People have been on the teams longer, so it's becoming more natural for them to speak English, and I think that's a big part of it because I think the teams that's playing full from their own country has an edge on the communication side. But I think it's getting better and better now with the longer people have been in CS talking English, been on that same team talking English. It will help a lot, but yeah.
And what are your focuses for MOUZ Sports tomorrow? Like, what do you think the big things that your team's going to focus on ahead of that match?
Sorry, what?
So you're playing MOUZ Sports tomorrow. What are your team's sort of priorities for preparing for them tomorrow?
Uh, we have not really talked about it yet. We'll go back now to the practice room. Kakafu and Kasper is gonna prepare for them. But just play, have fun, don't play to lose, play to win all the time. Don't be nervous. Go back where you just stand and hold. Keep doing something. So we don't just stand and we just let them control the pace. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your event.
Thank you.